We're live. Look at that.
Awesome. It's so fast today.
Another week.
Another week in the books. Very exciting.
Another week.
Welcome to December 1st.
Yes. We have as of now, we have 30.5 days left in the year.
Is that 30.5?
Does anything change in 30.5 days?
Anything can change in
30.5. I'm voting for rabid gophers.
Oh no! I'd like to be buried in happiness. How's
buried
that?
in happiness. Let's do this.
Let's get buried in happiness. Welcome to the Mid-Geek crisis.
Welcome to the Mid-Geek crisis. Let's roll this off right. Welcome, everyone, to the Mid-Geek Crisis, episode 103. I am the Afroman, Joe, and my partner in crime, as always, Cautious.
Pedro, Cautious Online.
Cautious Online.
Welcome back, folks.
What's going on? How was your Thanksgiving? How was your ending of Signs?
It was nice.
Was it?
It was nice. I mean, so here's the mushy time for Cautious, right? It rarely happens, but I didn't realize how important Thanksgiving was to me until I realized it might not be a thing, right? Like it's a holiday where we all get together and we have food, and I've typically tried to do a Friendsgiving where I have people over and we all hang out and play games and stuff like that. We didn't do that this year, obviously, right? We all behaved responsibly, and it made me real sad. I was just like, man, I didn't realize the dark, bitter person that I am appreciated this holiday. So, for those folks who got to spend time with family, good for you. For those folks who stayed home and made your favorite foods like we did, that was also a lot of fun.
So let's talk. I want to just
favorite feast foods.
What was your feast of choice?
We're a vegetarian household, so it was twice baked potatoes, right? So you bake them and then mash them and then stuffed potatoes. So
was your meal entirely carbs? Was there a protein on the plate?
Was there a protein on the plate? Deviled eggs. We had deviled eggs.
Okay, that counts. All right.
Counts. I was like, wait, I know we had a protein somewhere in there. And then sweet potatoes and marshmallows, and we topped that off with pumpkin pie. But I mean, let's be honest.
No. Thanksgiving is all about the carbs. It's carb overload.
It's all about the carbs.
It's all about the carbs. Carbs take center stage.
Carbs and cream.
Carbs and cream. Heavy cream. Cheeses. Gravies. Roux, flours,
all of that delicious stuff. People are like, "Oh, look at my maple covered Brussels sprouts." I'm like, "Get that out of my face! Where's your sweet potatoes?"
Yeah, no, we had the sweet potatoes with the marshmallows. We didn't go mashed potatoes this year, but we went. My potato request was a gratin. So I wanted the slices with the slices, just thinly sliced, layered and cheesy and creamy, like a vat of heavy.
It's all bubbly when it comes out and gets crunchy. Yeah, no, that's the best.
So we had that. We had green beans. We had some green beans. So we decided we needed a change in texture. So I didn't want the casserole. I wanted a snap.
I told my partner to buy green beans, and she totally was like, "Fuck that." She didn't do it. She just didn't even bring them home. She's like, screw that.
She's the worst vegetarian. Can we talk about that? She's the worst veggie eater.
Yep, that's exactly right. No, thank you. How about we cut them in half? Yeah, I will. Yeah, I mean, I ate way too many eggs and they were delicious.
Right. Normal breakfast is 1 or 2 eggs, but you put a tray of deviled eggs out and you're eight eggs deep, and you're like, I don't understand. I'm still hungry. I'm like, you just ate 4 eggs. I don't understand. No.
And then rolls over here. I'm the sole sweet potato guy in my extended family. I mean, we respect the choices you make. Thanksgiving a rough day. Does that mean you get more of them, or does that mean you have to go home and make your own?
That's the sad part. Let's hope it's not. I'm not the biggest fan, which is counterintuitive to my people. I think it is a Mexican root. So the fact that sweet potato is not my favorite, I tolerate it. It's not my choice. It's not my go-to carb of choice, but Regular potatoes is my go-to.
Yeah, regular potatoes is my go-to too, but I like it. I mean, like it's such a special occasion with the marshmallows and the brown sugar and all
Yeah,
that good
the
stuff.
wife agrees with you. The wife agrees with you. She's like, me too rolls. Yeah,
Nobody else likes sweet potatoes in your house?
I think
You do sweet potato pie though.
well, we do pumpkin pie for sure.
Oh, you do pumpkin
So
pie.
we bought
Pecan
that's
pie. What's your pie? What's your pie?
I like pecan.
That's pecan pie.
I like pecan, and the wife is all about
It's all about pumpkin.
And we always make it, and it's all about pie breakfast, right? So getting a piece of pie in the morning with a cup of coffee. The day after,
The next day or
the next day,
right.
like a couple days after, all sort of thing. So and then of course I deep fried some turkeys. So I bought 2 smaller ones, one for the main course and one to like tear apart.
He says, of course, like that's like I mean, we all deep fry our turkeys, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Why
2
wouldn't
of
you?
them, in fact.
Oh man, yeah, no, it's the only way. It's the only way. Look, I was doing the brine thing before brining was like a big deal. Now everyone's all about the like pre-brined and all that. Now I'm deep frying. I deep fry. I've been doing it for quite a few years now.
We did a couple years back when it was just my wife and I. We did a turducken that I ordered like pre-made from Louisiana. So we did that like 3 years in a row, and I'll never go back. Like I'll never go back to. If I'm serving meat, it's going to be turducken. Screw that turkey.
It's like if you're gonna go for like 7 meats.
All of God's creatures need to be shoved into this thing. I need to eat it.
Are you a Bob's Burger fan?
I mean, I was. I haven't watched it in years.
So
yeah, I enjoyed it when it was out there.
the best thing about Bob's Burger is the Thanksgiving episodes. Like that tends to be like their big episode every year. Like they're like
I
Bob
remember
loves
one where like he got
Thanksgiving.
really drunk, or she
Well,
got. I don't know.
it
There's a
always
couple
it always
episodes.
ruins it, right? He never
Yeah.
has the
That's
Thanksgiving.
right. He always
wants.
ruins it. Yeah.
He always ruins it. And this year's was hilarious because he decided to buy a special turkey from this like something farms turkey, Hill Farms turkey or whatever, kind of like a turducken. They're no, these are special. These are like to get on the list. It took me 5 years to get on this list or whatever, and of course it doesn't go well. And
Oh no,
it's
is
so
that
bad.
this year? Are they still putting out new episodes? Of this show? I
This
had no idea.
But yes, yeah, we watch it. We have Hulu, so we watch them when they come out.
I don't even know what that is. An ortolan bunting kind of guy. What is this, brother? What is this?
Yeah, explain yourself.
Explain yourself. There's so many words there. Oh yeah, this is the tiniest bird that you stuff inside all of the other birds. Yeah.
That's the nugget at the end of it.
The most delicious one will be the last one. Hey, if God didn't want me to extinct
Rolf,
them, he would have made
this
it
is
so
a big
delicious.
deal. They put out all the big safety commissions put out the videos of like this is what happens if you deep fry a turkey wrong, and like I love watching those videos of like them shoving a whole frozen turkey into.
I'm sorry.
It's just like
I'm sorry.
whoosh.
I have never seen a public service announcement about deep frying.
You have never seen a public service? Oh God,
This is
producer!
like a thing?
Oh, dude, PSAs on deep fried turkey is totally like.
Never seen one.
Yeah. No, it's.
I mean,
Oh,
in the
man.
Northeast, we got like Macy's Day Parade. Down there, they got like deep fried turkey tragedies. Is that what occurs? Dan Camp Music had a turbo conductin one year. We got no sound.
That's all right. They don't need to worry about that.
All the
They're
birds
just
wrapped
like
in bacon. See,
they're
that's
like,
good.
There's safety. This is what happens when you do it wrong. All right.
Is it going to blow up?
If you have too much oil,
Oh. Who would put anything in oil that way? Thaw turkey before frying, of course.
so it's like
I wonder if people walking by are like, "Is this a what is it? What do they call it? I lost it.
this guy right
Make
here
sure to-
actually the
Protective
oil's so-
clothing, big gloves, right? You got to wear big
Yeah,
gloves.
big gloves. I mean, yeah, pants. These are a ton of them. I mean, you go on YouTube and you show a bunch of people do it.
Stay 10 feet away.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
use. So what do you just cook a drum? Oh, that's right. You cook a drum full of oil.
So
and
it's different,
stick a
but the
turkey in
problem
there.
is people don't measure properly. So they're like glug 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 glug, and then they're like,
Glug, glug, glug,
and then
glug.
and then they they like 3/4 that bitch, and then they realize, oh wait, volume, and then they put a 20-pound turkey into a vat, and then displacement happens, and oil
Hot
goes right
oil
into
everywhere.
the fire at the bottom. Or they go, oh, it's still frozen. That's fine. It'll melt in the oil. And they're like, water plus oil equals
Explosion. Lamest PSA.
Yeah, that was a lame one. That was a lame one. There's a few.
I was expecting to see people like
Yeah, there's a few good ones of like putting in like a frozen turkey in the deep fryer, and they drop this like ice ball, and it just goes whoosh, like tower of flame.
This is not my experience. I've never seen anybody warn people how to make a turkey, so that's amazing to me. That is fantastic.
Yeah. I do it the safer way. I have an electric one where it's like you can actually do it internally, like inside the house.
Why did you put that in quotes?
Well, I mean, it's still hot oil, right? But there's the failure.
I have a healthy respect for fire and burning oil, so I do it the safer way.
No open flame. You can do air frying now. They've upgraded like the company.
How big an air fryer would you?
So they're big. They're like this wide and like this tall. And I think this year or last year was the first year they started selling them. But the same company that makes the Masterbuilt is the company that makes the one that I make. The one that I own. They now make an air fryer version, which is really cool looking. I saw a video of it and I was like, whoa. But yeah, you can air fry.
When I hear a siren at Thanksgiving,
it's totally the truth. It's totally the truth.
It's like the Thanksgiving version of Bells and Angels, right? I can't. I don't get it. I've never fried a turkey. Never even had. There we go.
That is a frozen turkey thrown into the foot. Yeah, they're like, yeah, let's not do this.
Look, these guys cannot wait to put this frozen turkey in there.
It just consumes everything.
Boom. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, God. Like, this is why you don't do it inside. Look at all this oil, just like peanut oil going over open flame. Nuts. Yeah. This is another city's fire department. So again, different cities put out.
I like how this dude has a long, like 10-foot pole, D&D style, but he's still standing a foot away from the That's amazing.
Yeah.
So defrost your turkeys the way
defrost your turkeys.
Defrost your turkeys the way to go.
We'll make sure to
frozen anything. Do you put your turkey frozen in the oven? You don't do that, right?
No, never. There are heathens out there. There are people that
starts their day with the frozen turkey. That's the ruined Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Oh God, have mercy. Oh. Was that what is it? Christmas Vacation, where the turkey's just like this shell. They cut it, it goes. It just like falls apart.
The only coronavirus was good for was it got us out of going to my aunt and uncle's house who barbecues their turkey, driest bird I've ever eaten.
Oh man, and the fact that you're telling me
I've
that
heard a couple of my friends talk about that sort of like
you can barbecue a turkey and it's delicious. You just don't like butcher it. Like, you spatchcock it. You take the spine out and flatten it, put it over the grill and smoke it. Delicious.
This guy is going to talk about cooking a turkey like he talks about retro games. We need to move on to the next topic, please.
Oh yeah, everyone. That one was passed around. They put the brining bag in. They thought it was the oven bag, so it just looked like it looked.
Did it just melt on it?
It's just like a plastic goo all over the turkey. It was just like
the turkey's like, why did you waste me?
Yeah, it totally waste. Poor bird. There's no saving that poor bird. Oh man. So everyone, I think I had a good one. Again, we didn't invite anyone. We had turkey. I stayed in PJs all day.
It was so did we. It was like how do you say?
But I missed
like
everybody.
Low stress. Like I missed everybody, but it was also like low stress. It was kind of nice just to hang out with the family.
Yeah, right. We were cooking just for us.
Yeah,
it
which was nice.
No different than a dinner at night, just with more opulence, or it was just like it
was our favorite feast foods, right? That's what it was all about. My kid chose mac and cheese, and I'm like, really? That's your favorite feast food? Fine.
Was it box mac and cheese?
Yeah, box mac and cheese.
Oh, I mean, wow. All right, fair enough. That's totally okay.
You need to get out more, kid. That's what I keep telling her.
Do you do so when Daddy cooks the mac and cheese, it's always like mac and cheese and like a handful of like shredded cheese into it, or
you do? You make it special?
I make it a little.
Nope,
special. So,
I make it prison style.
Oh man, so like no butter.
No butter.
No butter.
It's like, water. Wait, you butter? What?
The box has butter on there. It's milk and butter. Water.
Of course I use butter. Of course I use butter. What?
Kids
have the weirdest. They're just.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. The weirdest taste. Yeah. Do you like it? Yeah. No, no.
It's
I
too
don't.
cheesy.
Too cheesy.
She doesn't like mozzarella cheese on anything but pizza, on which she will only eat the mozzarella cheese off of it. That's
But then if you give her mozzarella cheese outside of that, she won't eat it.
cooked. She'll eat it raw like it's candy, but if it's on anything but pizza, she won't eat it. So kids just draw the lines at weird places.
So did you contribute to our economy this Friday? In any way, shape, or form?
No.
No, not a single purchase.
Not a single purchase. And yesterday either, I was like, oh, I got to remember to do some Cyber Monday shopping, and it was like 11:30 at night before I remembered it again, and I was like, you know what, I don't need anything, so I bought nothing.
Yeah, I didn't do much shopping on Friday. I did a small purchase on Monday.
I saw you did some gamer
purchases on Monday. I did a couple digital buys, but I did that mostly during the week coming up to. I think, can we declare Black Friday dead?
I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see how next year's Black Friday goes.
I think it's dead. Like let's be honest here. The people that still want to get up and go to store, it is dead. Thank you. It's dead. I think we have. I had a conversation with someone about this where I think retail in general has just been trying to one up each other for the past like 5 years on Black Friday. Who can do it earlier? Who can start their Black Fridays earlier? Who can do this? So now you come into November and it's like, do your Black Friday shopping. It's like November 1st.
Yeah.
And so Black Friday deals all week or all month. So at this point, you get all the deals you want all month. And then on the Friday, the doorbuster, they're like, come and get an iron for 25 cents. And you're like, no, I already bought.
So maybe like, maybe we can start giving people the day off again.
Right.
Can we go back to...
Can
we go back to like stores being closed on that day now?
I mean, besides there being a pandemic, I would just like it closed because, families. Yeah.
I had to work. I worked that Friday.
Yeah, I worked Friday too. Yeah, it was but I work for a company that supports banks, so like I get it. Banks stay open.
To be fair, I think that's the way Joe shops, right? It's like it is 25 cents.
Yeah, it is 25 cents. Right, and plus Amazon has let the blood out of the industry. I can completely agree with that. I can agree with that.
Yeah, I have to remind myself not to always go straight to Amazon when I want to buy something nowadays. Like I'm trying to not just buy it on Amazon every single time. I still do, but I try not to.
I try not to.
Like I feel bad about it, but I still do.
I agree. Yeah, no, I mean, right. So if you're a gamer and you wanted to do that's a big deal. That's a big conversation. That's a big conversation right there, and that'll actually lead us to a topic here.
Oh, and, all right. Thanks for setting us up, Rolls.
Trying to buy a next-gen console is still a freaking nightmare, and this has been bad. I have not. So every new console, it's always hard to get, right? But
sure.
This time around, I think the biggest downside this time around has been that Sony and Microsoft both have relied on online sales so much as of late that they are no longer shipping as much from their warehouse to retailers.
So we just talked about how retailers are also dying. So
right. So retailers are dying. Amazon and online shopping, so now they're just shipping everything to like big warehouses as opposed to like to actual physical stores, which means that stores would get 5 of them, 3 of them, 2 of them, etc. So now everything's online, and then the flip side of that is because everything's online, computer savvy hackers have found how to game the system, and they know how these online cart systems work, and they have bots ready to go. And the moment the inventory hits the virtual backend, they've already placed the purchase internally. So by the time they flip the switch, it's already sold out.
Wow.
So like Walmart had a big hunk, like a big stock on Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and it was up for all of 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
But they all sold out?
It was like blip and then gone, sold out. And it wasn't because there was 1,000 people waiting for it. It was because the system had already been bought from behind the scenes.
It's because there were 7 bots looking to resell them for double the price.
Oh, hundreds of bots, and they just went in and just like, and they can do checkout quicker because they're interfacing with the checkout system.
Yep.
At a different level. So it's sad.
Thanks for jumping down, Kendo.
Ah, man, see, like that. Those are sad stories. So there was a lot of stories I read that people had camped out for their PS5, and then you get the people that rag on those stories, right? The people that are just like, oh, why would you do that? That's so stupid. But then you read the story and you're like, oh, it was a kid and his father. They bonded. They went out and they stood in line. And I think those are good memories. I mean, I have memories of doing crazy stuff like that with my dad, and I'll never forget it, right? So like, I think the memory is they bought their PS5 together as like a family, and I mean, they shouldn't have had to do that. I mean, but I'm looking at the silver lining of the fact that because they're so hard to get, they decided to spend 2 days waiting.
Plus, it's also weird because like that's the only spectacle that retail stores can offer.
Right.
That's different from buying it online, right? You don't have to compete against the bots if you have it at the store, right? Why can't you?
Kendo, this is right. So this is a perfect example, and I'll tell your story here, Kendo. So I helped him. During the initial purchase, we sent each other messages and whatnot, and he was able to find get one on Amazon, and he bought it. He had his golden ticket. He paid for it. He put his pre-order down and is ready to go. The day of shipping happened, and it shipped. He got a shipping notification. It was on the truck. It was being delivered by an Amazon individual, and like 7 o'clock rolls around, 7-ish rolls around, and he gets a notification saying undeliverable. And then it says undeliverable, and it says it's heading back. Or product undeliverable, expect a refund or whatever in the next few days or whatever. So I've had that happen with something before on my end, and usually what ends up happening is the next day they'll reattempt the delivery.
Right.
But that didn't happen. So he immediately called. Amazon was like, yo, it was on delivery and a deliverable. And they're like, well, was your gate locked or whatever? I'm like, no, we have lockers here. Like, we have Amazon lockers. Like, we have a front office. I get stuff delivered. Something was delivered the day before here, and something was delivered the day after, that sort of thing. And there's no reason. So they're like, okay, we'll attempt to redeliver. And that never happened. They didn't attempt to redeliver. And then they're like, we're going to open up an investigation. And then all of a sudden, like on Sunday, so it was supposed to be delivered Friday. By Sunday night, it was supposed to be delivered. Wasn't delivered. Monday rolled around. They just said, you've been refunded. So no investigation, no nothing. So then there was some back and forth with Amazon, and I stepped in and gave Amazon a 2-hour chat blasting. Ended up to managers and whatnot, and the consensus was they couldn't do anything because they have no control over the inventory, right? Yeah. So they don't know when another one was. But the idea here is Amazon didn't do well. As a consumer, they're so big that really don't care. Although they've always done me well, so they gave him $50 as a promotional courtesy. But
still not a PlayStation.
But that was the conversation. I was like, this still isn't a PlayStation, and I'm not accepting this as an answer.
Yeah, specialization. That's exactly. My first thought was like, it's undeliverable except to my house.
Right. So, and it was what kind of makes me annoyed and angry about this whole situation was that the reason Amazon started doing their own delivery was to not lose all that. They have pictures. So apparently the investigation came up and they said, oh, well, it could be damaged or whatnot, but we all know it was stolen. Yeah. So that Amazon delivery was his last delivery of the day and was like, this is the PS5. I'm not dropping this off.
Yeah, you take a little box cutter, you cut across it, you say damaged, it gets lost on the way, and you're good to go. Right?
Yeah, which sucks because they couldn't even go. The conversation with Amazon was more like, hey, just put them on a list when the next one comes up to automatically pre-order them. There's got to be, this is your fault. 100% your guys' fault at this point. Now you've literally said, here's your money back, and he can't buy a new one.
Yep.
So what sucks there is, you go through all this process of, hope. You got the golden ticket, and then you realize this product is completely impossible to get. Case in point, it's a nightmare to buy right now, and now he can't get one.
That sucks.
I mean, he will get one. You will get one, Raleigh, but at the same time, it sucks that you had it that close and it was stolen. So
yeah, I mean, I've gone to you saved me. I was ready to give up on it, but I guess I don't need a new Xbox, and you managed to find one for me, right? It was just a miserable experience buying these things online.
Yeah, it's a pain in the
butt. I see them for sale, resale, $1,200.
No one should buy that, folks. Do not give in to scalpers. Do not. I repeat, do not. Don't buy from these scalpers. Don't give any money to scalpers.
There's absolutely no customer service left in this world. So yeah, I mean, there is, right? At your local bakery.
Right.
At your local shops that you go to, people recognize you and they're in your face. I go to the same pizza shop every Friday for our family pizza night. They know what I'm ordering. happy to hear me call, right? So there's a way. It's just not with these big corporations anymore.
And to be fair, and I wish I could like show like screenshots of the conversation. They were very nice, but because of the size of the company, there's so much red tape involved. This isn't a situation where the guy can go, you know what, you're a good customer. Let's fix you up. There was the policies in play just didn't even allow that. I mean, all they could do was give me.
Yeah, but from Amazon's perspective, is they made you whole, right?
Right.
If you're a company that only cares about the bottom line,
sure,
right? Their one motive is profit, and they're like, well, we didn't deliver the package. Here's your money back.
Right. End of discussion.
Yeah.
And like I said, the conversation with that particular manager was like, if this was any other product, if this was a blender, if this was a vacuum cleaner, I'd be like, oh well, fine, I'll just buy it again. You know, I'll just hit rebuy or whatever. But this is a product that you physically couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
Like you can't. So there was no way to go, hey, this was a fault. No special code that you can just go when this comes in, just automatically drop it in. And there should be. I mean, that is definitely... And they were like, it's a security risk. We can't allow agents to know when the inventory comes into play because then, I mean, again, we know what would happen there. There would be some guy who's a temp that would come in and... I mean... Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out.
Figure it out. And I'm with the specification, right? Like, this is what I said to Joe on that day. I was like, why is this so freaking hard? Put me on a list. Let me know what wave I'm in. If you tell me it's November 19th instead of the 12th, if it's December instead of November, I can be happy and I'll just wait. Right? Like, it's not. Why create all this like drama?
Let me give you my money.
Let me give you my money. Let me be happy about it for 6 weeks that it's going to arrive, right? And then it gets here.
And that's what sucks on this on this situation was they did do that. They did all of that. They fumbled it right at the end, and then instead of going, you know what? That was almost to his house. Let's keep going.
Yeah, but then if you had like a wait list for Kendo, then you could be like, oh my gosh, and as a customer service thing, you could say, oh, you know what? I can't put you at the top of the list, but I can put you in the first tier. You'll get one by the end of December, right?
Right.
To that effect.
No, totally. That's what totally should have happened.
That's
what totally should have happened. And truth be told,
and you know what? If you go to my website where I'm selling PlayStation 5s for $1,200 each, I have a wait list. I'm kidding.
I mean, you don't even have to kid. You can literally just go on any Facebook Marketplace or whatever the case may be.
That extra $400 is quality customer service, baby.
Quality with a capital K, baby.
Too soon. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah. So inventory wise, I mean, I get it. This is the year where we shouldn't be complaining. It's COVID. I get it, manufacturing, but it also seems like the numbers are coming in and they had more PS5s out there than they had PS4s. So the fact that you couldn't get one makes it even more weird that the demand was this high and you still couldn't get one.
We're all trapped at home and we've spent no money at restaurants, the movies.
Yeah,
we're all sitting on piles of cash.
Right? Let me buy my PS5. Yeah.
There you go. Specialization said it.
Yeah, I'm sure next time you see your Amazon driver, you'll be like, in line, yeah. Yeah, everyone's not spending. But I mean, I hope that you're sitting at home with a job still coming in.
That's fair. There's
a lot of people that lost their jobs.
So, a lot of us are very lucky. I make the joke, but yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no. I mean, so it's been a rough launch. But at the same time, it hasn't. Like, it's expected. This is expected. It's almost in line with what
everyone could take solace in knowing that at least they're not missing like a big game.
They're not. Right? So, folks, let's just talk about that for a second. Xbox has the same games that you could play with any Xbox, and PlayStation 5 has a remake and a DLC game, and the DLC game can still be played on PS4.
Yeah, it's.
So, like, Miles Morales is a fantastic game. I love it to death. But if I really wanted to play the game, it doesn't matter what console. I could just pick it up on PS4.
Yeah, and even like there's like I don't know, like even Cyberpunk 2077, which is arguably like the next gen.
But it's not even a next gen. Like the version.
It's not even next gen.
No.
And they're like, oh, your saves can be transferred over. And I'm like, what is this? This is the weirdest next gen experience I've ever had.
It is just because it's not, and we need to stop calling it next gen. We just need to call it.
It's just the next console, the next
upgrade to the same console we already had, and that's the truth. PlayStation can call it whatever they want. PlayStation 5, PlayStation 7, but if they keep this model of just keeping the games working, then I don't see why they need to call it anything other than just PlayStation, Xbox. You know, the 2020 model, the
2020 model.
2024
Yeah, that's
model.
fair.
You know,
I mean, they could always go the iPhone route or the Xbox route, which is you don't know what the hell you're buying.
what the hell you're buying now? Yeah, God.
It's Series X, right? You have the Series X. I have the Series S. I'm still trying to figure this out.
But yeah, I mean, a little bit,
That's
a little bit. I mean, but that's a whole
Got
other
to get my ray
conversation.
tracing. Yeah.
Ray tracing. It's a good game, not worth $500, but it is built into the system, and it is considered one of the only next gen games, right?
Like it's $1,200 though. I'm sorry. There's just no massive game. There's upped graphics, which I think is important. Faster speeds,
but
which is important.
I guarantee you, 70% of the people that are like clamoring to get their new console don't even have the TV that can play the new graphics. Like, you're not going to notice the difference. They're going to plug it into their 1080p TV and be like, "This looks great," and I'm like, "It looks exactly the same as your last one."
I've become such an old gamer that like the text is too small. Well, how do I fix this tiny text? That's basically exactly. I'm like, what is this? Why do I have to move my couch closer to the TV? So I've got.
Oh God! Thank you, Dad. Look at that. That segue, sir. Happy 1 year anniversary to Stadia.
Did it? Did it live this long?
It did. It did, and it still sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. It is there's again I like to plug a few there's a few YouTubers I like to follow, and RevRez is a great YouTuber, and I always want to plug the channel when I can, and he has a great video, a great series called The Worst Ever.
I'm with you, Kendo.
So his Worst Ever series, he talks about like the worst ever consoles or worst ever game or the worst ever. And he did a worst ever video a year ago on the Stadia, or maybe 6 months ago. And he does a whole follow-up on it. A whole year later, talking about how it's like the worst. And he shows his like internet speed. He shows he's got like gigabit. And it's stuttering, it's crap. He talks about like the hardware, the fact that the Chromecast, the new Chromecast from Google launched. Like, here's this new device you plug into your TV. By the way, you can't play Stadia on it yet. By the way, here are all the other Android TV devices on it, and you still can't get Stadia on it. I'm like, why are we still doing this? Like, what? You know,
we like competition, but
this isn't it. And he also talks about how what's fantastic about this is it's been a year. And in this 1 year, we now have Luna from Amazon. We now have xCloud that's launched. PlayStation Now is technically more available. And also GeForce Now is a big deal, because what that allows you to do is if the game developer allows it, you just log in to GeForce Now, and any game you already own on Steam can be played mobily.
That sounds better.
Right. So it's like you could be a game on Steam that doesn't allow it, but if your game goes, hey, I do want to be part of the GeForce Now experience, you can then allow your game to show up on the list of GeForce Now games.
Okay.
So if I log into GeForce Now, a service that I don't even own, there's a good chance that I might have like 20, 30 games on there that I could play that I already own. They're already my games. GeForce Now just allows you to do that.
And you can play them right away. They're right there. Go play it. There you go, Adam. There's the ranking if anyone's wondering.
But even Amazon, what's great about Amazon's, like, we laugh about how Stadia sucks, and Amazon's like, why go into this? But even Amazon has a better game plan for this. They're like, we already have Fire TVs. We have Fire TV sticks out there. And all you need to do is buy a controller or any controller, then there you go. That's it. Like even they are like, we already have the hardware. Google's like, hey, you've all that hardware that we keep selling? Yeah, but we're still not going to make it compatible. We'll do an update in 2021, even though the service launched in 2019.
I haven't been following it at all.
It's a mess. There's tons of lag.
Dead on arrival. Yeah.
It's dead on arrival. It's still dead. Why is Google still trying this? And who is paying for it? Like, we know the promotion was out. I don't know if you saw the promotion from a couple weeks ago where they were like, hey, if you're part of YouTube Premium, we'll send you a free controller.
I know. I was like, you have two useless things. YouTube Premium? What?
I have it.
I know you do. Of course you do.
But I have it because I watch enough YouTube that I get no ads. So it's zero ads. Zero.
What do you watch on YouTube?
I watch more YouTube than I watch TV.
I don't understand kids these days. I'm a
kid. Thank you.
No, I know. I know. I was talking to brother from Sibling Streamers, and he watched a lot of YouTube in his youth, and I was like, I don't watch any YouTube in that. Like YouTube for me is an informational service. I'm like, how do I fix this
No,
goddamn
man.
pipe?
No, I love it.
Watch a video.
You know, YouTube. This is the future. We
And is it
talk
truly no ads,
100% no ads.
or is it like Hulu no ads?
No ads. No ads. No ads. 100% no ads. Like I can click on any video.
Because it's Google, right? Because they're gonna give you ads somewhere.
Well, I mean, you're getting ads in like the fact that whatever you watch, you're going to get aggregated in the algorithm. I mean, we all know you're part of the algorithm, but that's where they make more money. The ads don't mean shit. They know that you're going to skip them or not watch them. So subliminal ads, right? And that won't stop. That won't stop a creator from going, "Hey, this video is sponsored by Raycon. Here's your stupid earbuds that are crappy, but we've all been paid money. That sort of thing." That's all fine.
There you go. Google Music could do without it, but I'm hooked on no ads. Yeah, that's how they hook you in, the no ads part.
No ads, and it's worth it. So premium, I got a trial a few months back, and now it's like I don't even know how much I paid for it, but I realized that I consume a ton of YouTube. Like a ton. Like I there's certain creators that put out videos.
Oh, you watch like the Digital Foundry, you do all those like speed video. Okay, all right.
So like I consume, and some of those videos, like they're so bad, they're 15, 20, 30 minutes. Sometimes I've watched an hour-long video where oh yeah, there's tons of videos that I watch that are hours long, and every 5 minutes there's an ad, and they make it unskippable because the channel needs it because they have
because they want you to pay for it.
Right. So it's worth it for me. But that said, Stadia is not worth it. It is a Google product, and I don't understand where they're coming from. Like Google has the power to make a great product here, but this is just like Google, where they release a product kind of half-assed, and then they'll cancel it or just like abandon it. Right? They did it with Google Plus as their social network.
I think it's more hubris. I think it's more they think it's easy to do this, and so they go after it and do it, and it's like Quibi. Like they think they know the answer to something that they didn't even think about the question, right? And they what is important to gamers? I don't know. No lag, right? That's
no lag.
So that's the first thing they should address. But
they can't.
They just like works fine when I'm inside my own building playing.
And people can laugh and go, oh my God, well, Xbox has got streaming. Why would we do that? But Xbox isn't making their entire model streaming. They're like, here's this extra service that's part of the Game Pass. It's not front and center. It's an and then thing, which is great. Which allows me to go, hey, let me fire it up real quick, and oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And I can play maybe a couple of RTSs. That's
right. It's not like gamers have been talking about ping and lag since the lag has been the number one thing gamers have complained about since the beginning of time.
Since the beginning of freaking time, man. Like if it doesn't respond.
Yeah, exactly. You banged the mouse.
Oh, we lost him. He'll be back. He banged the mouse too hard. He always does it right at the perfect time. How is Nintendo Switch Cloud games? So there are two games that you bang the mouse too hard.
You banged the house too hard.
There are two games I think they've released. I think Control is going to be one of them, and I've heard good things. And the reason it's such a good cloud gaming service is because it's only focused on that one game, so it's not anyone who's going to play it tends to work. But there's Control, and there's another one as well that's like another game that's like a streaming edition is what they call it, or cloud edition is what they call it. Hitman, right? So Hitman and Control are the two cloud ones, and I've read good things. They're like the games they play well enough that it's a good model for that system. So definitely, yeah.
I'm excited for that.
But that's because they've tailored it for that one game, right? They've made sure that one game
right because they understand what gamers want, and that's playable games on the system they're playing, right?
So here's we talk about this, and we talked about this leading up to the whole next gen launch. And you and me have had conversations outside of the show about like this console war. Like console wars were fun.
Boring.
Back when the market, the media was in control of it, right? Like back in the day, Genesis would put out a commercial. It's like Genesis does what Nintendo don't. And you'd rabble on the playground or whatever, and it would stay there, right? But now we've got extensions, right? We've got a way to abuse people, and Twitter and all these other methods of like hounding people is dangerous. And so this war has gotten bad. So I don't know if you guys are familiar. Digital Foundry is one of the channels I like to talk about a lot. They're very technical. They like to really take two versions of a game and really go at it, which one looks better, which one runs better. And so there's been some like back and forth, right? Like, oh, this game runs better on PS5 because PS5 is optimizing this better, and Xbox is kind of faltering here. So all of a sudden, the entire Xbox like fan base or the toxic ones,
the toxic ones,
the toxic ones attack, one of these hosts and like send like private messages threatening family members, threatening like spouses. Terrible thing. Same thing. PlayStation gets the PlayStation fans, then attack them. It's just been so bad that this one of these individuals, John Lineman from Digital Foundry, had to lock his Twitter account. It's just nasty. And
he's out there providing a service. He's making money doing that service, but he's out there.
Yeah, so we've got like John Lineman talked about this. He literally left a forum that he's been a member of for the past like 5+ years. He just packed up and left, and all of his like fan base decided to leave the forum because they got that bad. And he's locked his Twitter account. I think even Phil Spencer talked about it. He mentioned he has a great interview where he talks about this tribalism.
It's the worst thing about our industry. Yep.
It's just not. It's like, what happened? Like,
yeah. So let's take a step back, right? They were entertaining because companies were smack talking, right? So. While we were participating in the console wars as younger folks, and I feel like an old man when I say this, right? It was, we tease each other. I had a Sega. I had friends who had Nintendo, and we go back and forth.
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah, but it was like the Cola Wars, right? You were a Pepsi person or a Coke person, but it really didn't matter, right? And now it's become this weird, like, I'll lie in the street for $1 billion corporation kind of weirdness, right? And yeah, you're defending companies. It's wild.
So Dan, this is interesting. You say that companies taught their followers how to act, but they didn't. Like, if you really look at the marketing of both of the big companies, like when I say the both, I don't mean Nintendo. I'm going to talk about Sony and Microsoft because they're the two launch titles right now, the two launch ones right now, and that's where the war is really going on at the moment. Nintendo, as a matter of fact, during the launch, like Nintendo or Microsoft praised Sony for their launch, and Sony praised Microsoft for their launch, and you'll see heads of Xbox and heads of PlayStation talk about like, oh, I'm excited for this, this game on this console or whatever. There's no derogatory term or talking.
Do you think that's an attempt and that's a response to perhaps
maybe, but at the same time,
like a little bit of.
When you look at it all, in one of the big conversations, I mean, I've talked to John on Twitter. We had a conversation, and he mentioned his tweet to me was like, what's crazy about this console war this time around is the margin of difference is so small that it's inconsequential anymore. Like, we're not talking about like a Super Nintendo and a Genesis game where like Mortal Kombat had blood in one and one didn't, or sprites and colors were different on a Super Nintendo game versus a Genesis.
I shouldn't put this up there, but that's a joke, everybody. That's a joke.
That's a joke. Love my wife. She's like, because that's what they always get blamed, right? They get blamed for everything. No, but that's the truth. Like, here we've got two big companies that just like they made the same product. They're every one of those chips inside of the Xbox or the PlayStation are made by the same company. They're made by AMD. They both went to AMD and went, make us a new console. Like,
nobody knows that, dude. It's the badge. It's a badge.
It's
the same sort of tribalism why people get in fights at the Jets parking lot, right? It's the same sort of ludicrous fandoms and over.
Like, I'm all about.
Someone said it here, right? Sibling streamer, right? Lonely, isolated, only feel community in these artificial ways. Like, that's exactly.
Is this also like doubling down on making sure that the purchase that you made, the investment that you made, is the right one, and everyone else's is the wrong one?
Because you spent your hard-earned money.
Your hard-earned money. But does that also speak to the fact that maybe you just can't afford both of them?
It also speaks to the fact that you're empty inside, and you should be kind. Like, stop being this way. Like, I'm sorry. This is, no matter how many things you buy and how much you cheer for billion-dollar corporations that are literally pressing down upon you to get as much money out of you as possible, you're never going to be happy.
Yeah.
You got to find happiness in other ways. So, I don't know.
What do we call this? What do we call this? Green knighting?
Is that what we're doing? We're green knighting?
We're green knighting. It's money, right? They're like
is that what they're...
dollar knighting, like.
Right.
just like we're the Green Knight. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah. So I don't get it. I should say I do get it. I remember being a little bit younger, a lot younger, and participating in this ludicrous nonsense as well. Just as long as we have the worst thing.
I like that. That was a straight shot to me. Got it. Got it.
That was right across the Afro man.
So gamer mentality equals political mentality. Maybe like
I think there's also the hits, man. Like that's the one that draws the attention. The folks that are like melting their Xboxes in the snow or smashing them.
Right.
And things like that. Like
Phil,
that's to get
Phil
the
talks
well.
about that, right? Like he says, like he doesn't understand. It hurts. He says, and they take it personally. Like the developers, the people, like the developers at Microsoft. Here's a good example. He talked about that the video right after because Microsoft launched first, and of course, he saw that people were like taking it out and like lighting it on fire and destroying it. And he says that some people would laugh at that, but we see it as kind of not disrespectful, but we have engineers that worked hard on this. We have people that spent that away from their family and friends to make this product. And then once it was released, they know that people that might want it can't get it. Only for some a-hole to buy it just for clicks on YouTube or for a meme and destroy it.
Which is my God-given right as an American.
It's like
I could spend $1,200 to buy an Xbox to smash it for the clicks. I could do that, but it's not cool.
It's not cool.
It's not cool. I don't even get it, right? I don't even get it, but here we are. The sci-fi folks missed it because the sci-punk world we're living in now has people happy about and defending what the corporations are doing to it. Yeah.
Like, where did we go wrong? Did we not give people enough like fiction to kind of go? We're supposed to rise up against the corporations. Is that not what happened?
I'm old enough to remember when Microsoft had a $sign in its name.
Yeah, when we all talked MS.
Like, I remember
you weren't allowed to type Microsoft without a $sign. Like you couldn't.
Yes. We were all Apple fans, and then we hated Apple, and then we were.
Now
Apple
we all love. No, we don't.
Now we hate Apple, and we love. I don't know.
No, we all love Google, right? Google's the cool one to love.
Google was really cool when it wasn't
really
Alta
cool.
Vista.
Right. Well, Google was the way to go, but then at the same time, now Google is technically the worst, guys. Like.
Weren't they at one point? Wasn't there like motto was like "Do no evil" or something to that effect?
Yeah. They changed it. They're no longer that's their motto.
Now they're like, "Oh, sorry, we find that evil more profitable."
Makes it hilarious to me, and I'm like, guys, where does Google make money? Like, they don't have a product. They don't make a product that makes money. Like, where are they making money? It's on you. You are literally that battery plugged into the Matrix.
What I love most about Joe rolls his eyes at me having a fake name on Facebook, and he's all like, "Gets money on you."
I mean, sure. Feed off me, but I'm gonna make sure.
Click all
the fucking links.
Anyway, we can go off on this forever. I hate it. I hate the toxicness. I'm trying not to participate. I remember doing edition wars for D&D. It's not like this is the only fandom that does it, right?
We can't revolt. We have the COVIDs.
Yes, it's true.
It's so true.
It's true.
I don't. Man. Yeah.
Sad faces. I appreciate that. Yeah, thanks, Specialization. It's pretty funny.
And if you haven't joined, again, this is a plug, not a plug. Not like I make any money. None of this is monetized. We're not popular enough to do that. But on Facebook, we have a group. There's the official group for the Mid-Geek Crisis is now we call it the DMZ. It's like a demilitarized zone. It's all about like no console wars, love. Join the group on Facebook. It's called the Mid-Geek Crisis DMZ. Come and join. We talk. We embrace the gaming culture. We want to just chat. Like there's no point on fighting, man. Like at this point, like what's the point? They're all big companies. They all have so much more money than us. I mean, and whatever choice you make, just respect it. Also, half these developers. You know what's hilarious about all this as well is every developer out there. They don't want to make exclusives anymore because they know they make more money if their game's released on everything. And they also, if they're going to be a multiplayer game, they all want crossplay.
Yeah. So I feel bad for like Cyberpunk developers because they have to develop for like 12 different systems, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why the delays and delays and delays happen, right?
Well, you don't want to delay because then the community turns on you and you get death threats.
And then you get death threats, and we do the whole cycle all over again, right? It's like a fun cycle. I think if anyone out there can make the make the fun like Venn diagram or the wheel of like everyone's excited about something, and then all the news, and then the fans appear, and then you get a big tribalism following, and then it gets delayed, and then they all hate you. And then
the photos don't match the original pre-release photos.
And then they don't release, and the game gets released, and then it doesn't meet expectation. But then sequel gets announced, and then
so they review bomb you.
They review bomb you. Okay. But then next game comes out, and then the fans come all over again. We're at the top of the wheel all over again,
so
right?
Sad. I can't. That's so sad.
Yeah, right. Like the Diablo Immortal. Oh god, yeah, that was a big one.
That was a case of not knowing your audience. Though.
Do you not have phones in your pocket?
Nobody in that show was there for a mobile game announcement. Nobody wanted that.
Yeah, Kendo, you make a great point, and what's hilarious?
Is that good? This is like the third time I've heard about this fighting game.
It's a great game. So it started off as a mobile game that got ported to console, and then the developers were like, "We're going to keep working on it. We're not just going to release it and go. We're going to keep working on it." And so they kept refining the code, refining the fight engine, making a good net code, release DLC, release new characters, more Power Rangers, more of this, more of that. All of a sudden, now people are playing it at tournaments, and they're like, this is actually a really good game, and it's actually got a good fighting mechanic.
Those properties are usually never good fighting games.
Exactly. So here are developers that were like, we can make a good property game. We just got to stick with it.
So it's like solid combos, decent hitboxes.
It's a solid combo hitbox game.
I'm going to check out this.
So if you've got it on Switch, you can play against people on Xbox, or you can play against people on PlayStation, or you can play people against It's weird. But yeah.
Which is, the greatest.
One of the greatest, yeah.
Yeah, one of the greatest.
Absolutely.
Marvel
vs. Capcom
2. Yeah. Don't come on our chat and say it's not, because you're wrong.
You're wrong.
You're wrong. Chartreuse Ranger. Right.
I'm sure he'll be there. Ah, man. Yeah. So what are you playing right now?
What am I playing right now? I don't know. Gosh. I mean, Star Wars Squadrons. I've been playing that. We're playing the heck out of that. I've been bouncing around in games. I haven't really settled into a new one yet. Control is dropping in 3 days, so I think that's going to be the game
on Game Pass. So if
that's been on my list to play for a while.
And we had this conversation before the show. We're like, we don't want to like sound like we're completely being plugging Game Pass for everybody. I mean, it is again. You said it before. It is one of the greatest investments you've made.
One of the greatest monthly investments. One of the greatest subscriptions I put out there for the game. And it's hey Kabuki. So yeah. Yeah. So good. Yeah, I hear it's fantastic. One of those Game of the Year games that's out there.
And it's one of those games that runs better on new consoles. It's just it was too much of a game when it came out.
Oh, all right. So I'm excited for that. That's good. But yeah, I'm not feeling it. I got as far as the Eye on the PC, which is kind of like a roguelike civilization builder. It's a very pretty game, and now that I kind of understand how to play it, because the tutorial was very confusing, it's worth playing. It's got like neat animals, and you got to build up your town and stuff like that. So that's what I've been playing. Now that I think about it.
Which game?
As far as the Eye.
As far as the Eye.
And the conceit there is that the Eye is your destination in every single territory. You're trying to get there. It's on Steam. It's fun. It's a good game. Yeah, this is on my list, right? Hades is on my list for Steam as well. It was on sale a little while ago. I don't know why I picked it up, but I didn't. So, and dude, that's the game. I just beat it this weekend. One of the things I beat over Thanksgiving was Spiritfarer.
Did it light up your cold heart?
Yeah, it lit up my cold heart. It was fantastic. And then I looked at the fact that I had 990 points for my Chivos, and I was like, what? I thought I did everything I could possibly do. And I was very upset that there's a branching storyline that you have to replay the game. So now I'm going to have to go back and get the feels all over again to 100%.
So this is as far as the Eye?
This is as far as the Eye, yeah.
This got great little... is this the game? Is it like Catan style?
That's the game, Catan style, as you explore.
I'm picking that up.
It's super difficult, right? Because the game isn't about managing your time as much as optimizing your every turn. Because your little dudes can only do... your little dudes and dudettes can only do...
Oh, this game looks beautiful!
It's a really stylized, beautiful game.
But you can really zoom in and...
and this is like the crazy... Like, you go from territory to territory as you make your journey across these lands, and you can only take a few materials with you. So it becomes a balance of whether or not you want to build tool shops to bring with you for one zone to the next, or resources. And then there's the crazy skill trees for your dudes and dudettes, because they can become excellent bakers, and that sort of optimizes what they're going to do and things like that. So
it's very pretty.
It's a gorgeous game. It's got a huge amount of character because it's like the idea is that there's periodic floods of the whole world, but there's one place that's safe, and so every so often they know when the floods are coming, so they all make this trip up to the eye. So they only need to go as far as the eye, right? So that's the
beautiful.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So this is exactly Exposition. That's exactly. I saw the demo for it, and I was like, "Oh, this looks like a kind of game I would enjoy." And then I saw it was on special, picked it up, and pulled it, and can't wait to play it.
Yeah, well, that's a great one. I have been playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Nice.
I have been playing. I decided to play. I wanted to play another platformer style game. So, but I wanted to play something that was. I mean, obviously, Ghost of Tsushima is great, and I can play it, but I can only play it with the kid because it's like you're like doing the samurai like blood split.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to play that during the middle of the day. But so I've been playing the Ratchet.
Middle of the day, you're working, aren't you? You're working from home.
Yeah. When I mean middle of the day, I mean like 4
I know. I'm
5
teasing.
o'clock.
I'm teasing.
But yeah, no, totally.
After hours, boss. After hours.
Those are after hours. But that said, my kiddo. I wanted to talk about this real quick. My kiddo joined in on the event. Today was the end of the season on Fortnite, and I want to say that people say, oh, who plays Fortnite anymore? And then we've got. They defeated Galactus. That was the big event. You fought Galactus at the end of it. And it was 15.3 million concurrent players. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't even, fathom 15 million people joining in one moment to do something. And it's just, that's what gaming does.
Except for the Super Bowl, right?
So, can we talk? Yeah, it crashed Twitch. Here's a service that's based off of Amazon's backbone.
Yeah.
And it crashed it. So, 7 of those players... 0, sir. 0. We're on that. But yeah, I wanted to show a little gameplay of this. This is the event. It was actually a really cool event. Galactus shows up, and they had a big clock, a countdown. The kiddo joined in. Everyone was hopping on. You couldn't kill anyone. There were no weapons available for you. And Galactus friggin' just shows up and knocks you out, and then Tony, Iron Man shows up, and it's a great little
I don't understand the Fortnite universe anymore.
I know you shouldn't, and I think they've embraced
Is it weird that the greatest Marvel game happens just to be Fortnite?
Right?
Makes no sense.
Boom. So he breaks the helicarrier. Everyone falls. I know, 10-year-old me is like.
How many people are playing Marvel Avengers right now on the Xbox, right?
No one. Yeah, exactly. But here we have this game, Fortnite, and Tony shows up and he's like, this is what we need to do. We need to stop him from taking this energy, this end point, I think it was what it was called.
Yep.
And so
the end magic or the end. Oh god,
that's what brings together
end rays or end gammas, whatever.
It's what brings together the whole Fortnite universe. So he brings in, he twists reality. Tony can twist reality and creates 1 billion battle buses, and fills them with night. And so every player is in a battle bus full of bombs, and your entire thing is to distract Galactus to eat you, and he's gonna eat the bomb.
That's amazing.
So then the game turns into a shooter real quick, an actual Oh my
god.
Yeah, it was and my kiddo was shooting drones down and stuff, and I was like, what is going on? This is Fortnite, guys. Free game.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and they're making these games all the time, and they've got the crossover with. This is crazy. So season 5 starts soon. Is that what's happening?
So at the end, we'll get to see. So here we go.
This is actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People hate on Fortnite all the time, but you have to give credit to the developers to give all this story involvement going on. Thor shows up. Thor shows up.
How's it going?
He's like, let's go. And
he's riding on the
You abandon the bus to get out, and they fly it into his mouth, and make him eat it. It's nuts. Oh no! So then you do a trench run kind of thing.
So each player gets to see this scene.
Yes. So right now this player's seeing this scene. So you do a freaking Death Star trench run on the Magic School Bus. That's right. It's totally trippy.
And it's a one-time thing.
Wolverine freaking shows up and breaks some drones down. I mean, it was nuts. So here we got Wolverine on the bus. You could be in a Darth Vader skin while this is all happening. Like,
It's so bonkers.
it's so
You were wearing
bonkers.
your football skin, right?
Yeah,
You could be wearing-
I'm in my Steelers uniform, just sitting there dabbing, doing infinite dab. It's like totally.
And now
nuts.
he's like, "Oh, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat you up."
Yeah, Tony's like, okay, time to abandon ship. So he's like sucking in all these buses.
This is not how Galactus gets his food, by the way.
Well, he's like pulling energy, and he's like, you abandon it, so you're floating in space, and then he like, it's great. It's a great little cutscene here, and then of course at the end of it, it ends, and then a big timer comes up. So right now Fortnite is down. No one can play Fortnite.
Huh?
There's a big timer going on, and it's like 7 hours.
Oh, it's gonna flip to the next season.
It'll flip to the next season 5. So at the end you get a
Oh,
big.
why did I eat 15.3 million buses?
Yeah, exactly.
Poor Galactus.
So then it breaks reality here, and it fixes the universe.
I hope the real apocalypse is this. Yes, Courtney, because this apocalypse occurring right now kind of sucks.
It kind of sucks. We still can't find toilet paper, so I mean, like, I don't.
What? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
We can send you some if you need it.
Yeah, yeah, and then so all of a sudden you're like on the ground. You wake up, like Jonesy's on the floor. He wakes up, and that's it. That's all you get. Black screen, to be continued.
Fortnite working in an office edition, season 5.
Season 5,
We're
and
in
then
an office.
boom, a countdown. 7 hours.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty awesome.
Right, that was it. Like, that was the entire battle. So my kiddo logged in and got to play that. He was totally hyped. Like, I thought that was really great.
That's sweet. That's awesome.
I got to give credit to props. We talk about the best ongoing games. People, everyone wants to move on to the next big thing. And I think Fortnite, while all the hate that it gets, this is pretty fun, man. It got some good properties, and seeing the Marvel characters like do this was really great.
Yeah, it looked like a great Marvel scene.
Again, still a better Marvel game than Avengers.
The Avengers from Kmart.
The Avengers. Oh God. Ladies, gentlemen, we are an hour in, and I think we're wrapping it up for the night. One more thing.
Let's pour a little bit out for the massive radio telescope from GoldenEye.
From GoldenEye.
Friends of the show know that the Mid-Geek Crisis loves GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. Odd Job is.
Odd Job is not cheating.
Odd Job is totally cheating.
Not cheating. It's a character you can pick. Rest in peace to the massive radio telescope. We all remember this.
It just collapsed. I was like, oh man. The scene in the game, scene in the movies, just like that's all everyone remembers it. So I love that the news story that came out. It's like, that big radio telescope from GoldenEye, it collapsed. I was like, oh.
It's also a sad symbol of the failure of American science to invest in both Puerto Rico and technology, because the only telescope that can do what that one did is in China. So, way to go, USA. So pour a little out for science.
It's probably owned by Tencent.
Yeah, it probably is owned by Tencent.
And the only way they harness the power with hours played on League of Legends.
Oh God, toxic venom spewed. It's a douchebag engine, right? Can we all agree that this game is a douchebag engine? So anyway,
that's what powers it. Genius. How come America isn't the leading energy of power? Like, I don't understand.
So, sad for the telescope. Pour a little out.
Yeah.
Great show, everyone. Thanks for jumping on, folks.
It's actually powered by kids on treadmill.
Ooh, too soon.
Too soon. Love it. Guys, again,
gals,
we are
fans
guys,
of the show.
gals, fans of the show. Ladies and gentlemen. Like, subscribe, put that ticker up. Do it once in a while to remember. Again, go join us on if you're on the Facebooks. If you're not, well, you're not.
Tell us what you're finishing up in December. I always do this thing in December where I go through all the games I've been playing that I haven't finished, and I want to at least beat them by the end of the year. So I beat Spiritfarer, I beat Outer Worlds, I beat Undermine again. Now I can do it in 3 hours, give or take a run. So let's keep. What games are you trying to finish up for the year before?
I finished Spider-Man, which I've been wanting to do for a long time. I did Miles Morales. I finished Astrobot, which was great. I thought that was a good little built-in game. I'm working on Shadows of Tsushima. I'm gonna finish. I need to finish God of War. I'm gonna try to finish God of War for the
nice. You've been talking about that all year. Get it done.
I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get it done. So now there we go. But that's what I'm working on.
Make this month about finishing up the games.
Let's finish some games, and we should be back. I mean, we'll be back next week. When are the AVG or the Video Game Awards?
Third week of December. This is not why we have a producer. I see him sitting there doing nothing. What is he doing? Eating? What are you doing?
VGA.
Oh.
Video game. I got this. 12/10. So look, on the 10th,
12.
on the 10th of is that before? No, that's not before.
We're 2 days
on the
before.
8th. So we'll go live. So we'll be back on the 8th for the next episode, and on Thursday night, expect me and maybe someone
Probably
else.
some Twitters. Probably I'll jump on the Twitters and
jump on the Twitters. If anyone wants to join us, maybe I'll get my producer and maybe hop on. I don't know. We'll see. I'll get someone to hop on and we'll watch it live and we'll just talk about it. Maybe I'll ask one of our fans. There's a few people that I've been.
They got some opinions on games.
Got some opinions on games and stuff. So let's chat. But like, subscribe, share. Again.
Watch the Illuminati.
And hopefully you're enjoying that Black Friday purchase because we all know you bought something.
I bought nothing. I swear.
Not
nothing.
you.
Nothing.
Them. All of them. We know they bought something.
Be kind, everyone.
Be kind, everyone. We love you.
Great.
Take care. Episode 103 in the can.
There you go.